guys, this is Ryan and Chad here from CNR Reviews, and we're going to be doing a different type of video than we normally do today. We've had a few requests in the past to talk about our political views, and specifically on what is going on in the country right now. And we feel it's time for us to share those views with you, specifically on mental health and background checks, which are kind of the two main issues that we want to focus on in this video. It's especially with what New York did yesterday with passing the pretty aggressive assault weapons ban, plus limiting of the mag count to seven rounds. I mean, we feel it's time for us to kind of break our silence on it. So, Chad, do you want to...
So guys, before we go any further, we definitely want to say that our hearts and prayers go out to the families that have been affected recently in all of the tragedies. We have a lot of really nasty tragedies that happened in the past, such as Columbine, Virginia Tech. We've recently, actually, in Seattle, had a cafe racer shooting where 4 people were killed. We actually had, I guess semi-locally, down in Oregon, there was a shooting right before the Sandy Hook shooting. We had the theater shooting in Colorado. We've had, and then the Sandy Hook tragedy where kids were killed. And it really hit home with me because I have a 6-year-old son. And I can't even imagine the grief. I can't even imagine the sense of loss. Just the thoughts running through the parents and friends of the families, their heads right now. And I want to say that my heart goes out to you. I know Ryan's does as well. It's absolutely senseless, and I'm sorry for your loss.
No reason at all for any of these shootings.
Yeah, and to take away folks' life, especially children, but just taking someone's life in general, that's just a cowardly act. And let's talk about one of the big issues. And I think the largest issue in this entire thing is mental health. And how do we identify somebody prior to committing one of these atrocities? And I really think it all comes down to education. We spend trillions of dollars a year for a budget, but we spend billions of dollars on stupid things, billions of dollars on dumb programs that don't work. And it's worth it to invest a little bit of money in educating folks on what to look for mental health. And maybe what we need to do is contact the schools or make the schools teach a class on mental health. I think that would be really beneficial. What to look for, what are signs of mental health, what has it done to the families and friends who have been affected by it.
And how about a campaign of maybe TV ads that actually tell people, hey, this is a number that you can contact if you know somebody with mental health issues that has firearms that you're concerned about.
Sure.
I know that's going to probably open a big can of worms, but you know what? It's better safe than sorry at this point, guys.
Online or doing something like that, maybe educating kids. A lot of times people will use the excuse of, well, kids aren't able to fully understand, or we don't want to make them upset. You're not giving the kids credit. They can handle this stuff, and it's a topic that needs to be talked about, because a lot of times they're the targets, and they need to be aware that, hey, Jimbo down the street or Johnny is thinking about, he keeps talking about killing somebody. They need somebody to go to and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on, and I noticed that somebody's starting to act really erratic. Let's nip it in the butt before it ever becomes an issue. And that really has got to take place. Don't take away assault weapons. Don't limit the mag capacity. Focus on the real issue, guys. And the real issue, the biggest issue, is mental health.
Yeah, if you limit the mag capacity, guys, to 10 rounds, there are magazine couplers. They can just carry more magazines. It's not going to stop somebody.
And that's exactly what will happen. They're just going to buy more stuff. You're never going to fully stop these tragedies. It would be really nice to be able to do so, but if they can't get a hold of a gun, they're going to use a baseball bat, they're going to use a knife, maybe they're going to run their car through somebody's house, maybe they're going to create a bomb, maybe they're going to do something like that.
Maybe they're going to just learn karate.
Yeah, I mean, there's, and if you think it's ludicrous to think about it, they're going to, if that's what they're hell-bent on doing, they're going to do so regardless if you take the weapons away or not.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like taking a pencil away because you're a bad speller, you know, or somebody is a bad speller. That taking the tool away is not going to change. It's not going to change what the person is going to do.
Sure.
So they'll find a way, and taking guns away from law-abiding citizens is not
a solution.
Is not the answer.
Yeah, one person committed the crime, and you have the majority that has to suffer for it. And that's not the way to go. So
yeah, this is
Congress.
this is not football practice. This is not a team sport or something of where the team gets punished because one person screws up during practice. Okay, that's not the way things work.
So President Obama, Congress, focus on mental health, please.
Yeah. Now, I get to talk about increased background checks, guys, which I believe in fully. Okay, both Chad and I have been through a large background check. Even more than when you go into a gun store and buy a gun. They normally do the whole FBI call background check thing. We both have our concealed pistol licenses, and we actually went through a full, I believe it was a month-long or 3-month-long.
It was a month-long.
Month-long background check, just to make sure that we weren't, you know, scary bad guys that are going to do something bad. And we both passed that, of course, because we both carry on a regular basis. Maybe we should require something like that for people that buy assault-style weapons. Maybe that will kind of shut the critics up.
Yeah.
Like, let's think about that. Maybe increase, increase the amount of hoops that you got to jump through to get an assault weapon. I'm not talking about paying fees or fines or anything like that. Okay? Because I think that's ridiculous. Don't pass a law that makes me pay $200 to $400 for every assault weapon that I already own and I've already paid for. That's stupid. Okay? Let's focus on the issues here. Where are people getting guns without background checks? Internet sales, gun shows. Okay? Maybe require background checks at those.
Maybe even require a transfer document. Actually, in Washington State, the Department of Licensing gives you a transfer form that you can fill out if you're going to sell a pistol. Maybe have one for rifles too, and you can make it mandatory.
For pistols. Yeah, it's only for pistols now, and it's a voluntary form. You don't have to send it in.
Sure.
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
And to be honest, guys, the only people that really need to be concerned about that and say, no, I don't want that, are
the people that shouldn't have guns in the first place.
That's right. And if you're a responsible citizen and you have nothing to worry about, it shouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah, honestly, if you have no reason not to pass the background check, then you shouldn't be worried about having increased background checks. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have no fear of going through an increased background check if I want to buy an AR-15 or a SIG 5.56 or some other assault-style weapon. I have no fear of that. Send me down to a mental hospital and have me looked at by somebody for an evaluation. I'm pretty positive I'm going to pass that because I haven't had any mental health issues in the past. So,
and if I want that firearm, that specifically, I will do what it takes to get it.
Exactly.
So, and I don't have an issue waiting a couple more days, or, hey, on my concealed permit, requiring folks that that you have to buy an assault rifle if you have a concealed permit or something like that.
Yeah, maybe change it from not only a concealed pistol license to maybe an assault weapons license. Of that you can go in and buy, and you can buy an assault weapon, and then also that same license will work for if you want to carry a concealed pistol. So there are a few things that they can really focus on, guys, and those are two of them. Don't take our assault weapons away. Basically, some people use them for emergencies only. Some people use them for sport. I mean, out of 80 million gun owners, or 80 million, well, I believe it's 80 million gun owners in the United States, you got what, 5 or 10 that have actually gone out and committed these mass murders? Come on, that does not, I mean, not to belittle the tragedies that happened, but I don't think you can hold the majority of gun owners responsible for the acts of a few.
That's right.
So
guys, the whole thing it comes down to is there's not one solution that's ever going to truly fix this. taking away guns, limiting mag capacity, increasing background checks, mental health awareness. No one thing is ever going to stop these, and if you think so, you're wrong.
Yeah.
They're just it's going to happen again, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can try, and if we can prevent one person from dying, great. If we can stop one murderer from going out there and committing one of these, great.
It's sad and we hate to say it, guys, but you can't stop it all.
That's right.
You really can't.
But we have to have some type of tool. We have to have some type of dialogue to talk about this. Now, you have to remember, if they start taking things from us, which they do all the time, if they start taking things from us, they're going to continue taking things from us. And this is a never-ending battle. This is always going to be talked about. This is always going to be an issue. But hopefully cooler heads prevail in this situation, because it's not an inanimate object's fault. The gun didn't wake up in the morning and go, I've got this murder planned and I'm going to go kill.
Yeah,
it didn't do that.
I've actually seen some people post online how they sit their assault weapon at their front door and crack the door open a little bit, and they're waiting for it to walk out the door and commit a murder. And you know what? It doesn't. It's still there a few hours later. So, guys, there's no quick solution to this. This is a topic that I believe there's no quick fix from the government that's going to just stop all this. I think they need to take their time and actually decide on something that's really going to be a true fix for most of this problem.
That's right. Really take the time to discuss everything. Another thing is, don't rush it through Congress just because of feelings and emotions this second. Because of course they're doing it because it's a political ploy.
Or they're trying to get their approval rating up by actually giving into the sheeple out there that are just following along on the government's tails.
And they're basically taking their attention off of one of the worst economies ever. This is just a little way for them to divert their attention.
It's a diversion. It's a diversion from all of the horrible things that are going on with our economy right now, and the high unemployment rate. So
guys, two more final things. Remember who is in Congress now. Remember who is the president now. Don't make the same mistake twice. Remember in 2 years when there's more elections, remember these folks, because we don't want them in again. The last thing, guys, is I keep hearing on television and whatever that they want to limit the clip capacity. And that's fine if they go ahead and do that, because then the magazines will be safe.
Exactly. Exactly. Or they talk about an assault style rifle and they're holding up like a lever action.
So as a community, let's keep an eye out. If you know of somebody who does have mental illness, make sure you write it down, contact them, talk to them. Make sure that you do everything in your own power. And contact your congressman, guys. That's the only thing you can do. Send letters.
Go on Ruger's website. They have a form that you can fill out there, and they will send it off to President Obama.
You just put basic information on there, and and it's a generalized letter. And thank you so much for watching. Stick together, guys. Have a good day.